Well, hey there, I'm Brady from ProChurchTools.com, and welcome to this video called 5 Ways to Find the Perfect Domain Name for Your Church. And there are 3 golden rules when it comes to domain names, and those 3 golden rules are as follows. Number 1, keep it short. Number 2, make it memorable. And number 3, keep it easy to spell. I want to show you the process that I would go through to find the perfect domain name for a church. So let's say I was building a website for a hypothetical church called Academy Church. So let's go through the process of finding the perfect domain name for Academy Church. The first thing I would do in this process is go to GoDaddy, type in academychurch.com, because the first step that you want to take in finding the perfect domain name is just take your church's name and add .com. That's likely going to be the most simple and effective domain name possible. Somewhat surprisingly, when I did this search, academychurch.com is available, but the asking bid price is about $1,300, and I don't want to spend that on a domain name, so it's time to mix it up. What I'm about to walk you through are 5 different ways to get a great domain name for your church. So number 1, we just talked about it, your church's name plus .com. Super simple. If it's available, go for it. Number 2 is your church's name plus your country suffix. And by that, I mean, let's say I live in Canada. So let's imagine, hypothetically, Academy Church is also located in Canada. Maybe academychurch.com isn't available, but academychurch.ca is available. And I did take the liberty of looking it up. Academychurch.ca is in fact available for only $9.99 rather than $1,300 for the .com. That's a big savings. A great deal. And this is a great way to get a domain name of your liking using a suffix that is familiar to your specific country. Now, of course, don't use a country code that is not the country you live in. If you live in America, don't use .ca because there are better options. Option number 3 for finding your church's perfect domain name is to use the .church suffix. These recently became available and might be an option for your specific church. I looked up academy.church, and yes, it is available for about $50. Not a bad price, and I'd probably jump on that. Academy.church is incredibly short, it's easy to remember, and it's easy to spell also. With that being said, what if your church is in America, your .com is taken, and your .church is also taken or super expensive because your church's name is incredibly common? For instance, maybe your church is First United Methodist or Trinity Church or First Baptist, or a name that's very common. Well, sadly, this is when churches start resorting to creative domains that are normally hard to spell and hard to remember. And remember, the golden rules of domain names are keeping it short, memorable, and easy to spell. So instead of using a crazy acronym or a crazy suffix for your website, I think we can use a .com, which in my opinion is always the preferred suffix of choice. I think we can still get a .com domain for your church using just a little bit of smarts here. This idea I'm about to share with you, and this idea is number 4 on the list of 5 ways to get a great domain name for your church. This idea actually came from the startup world. You know, there are always new startups launching that need different domain names, new domain names, but as the internet becomes increasingly more popular, these domain names are less and less available. For instance, we use a web hosting company called Flywheel, and if you go to flywheel.com, you'll notice that that website has nothing to do with web hosting. It's instead some sort of navigation app. So our web hosting company, Flywheel, had to get a different domain, and they went with the domain name getflywheel.com. Another company that did this is the social updates company called Edgar. Now, obviously, Edgar.com was taken, so their domain name is meetedgar.com. And again, this is a trend that's becoming increasingly popular as domain names are getting snatched up left, right, and center. So if your church, for instance, is called First Baptist Church, it's a guarantee that firstbaptist.com, firstbaptist.church, they're already taken. So what are you left to do? Well, how about either of these 2 URLs? Meetfirstbaptist.com or welcome to firstbaptist.com. Now granted, neither of these are perfect, but they're great examples of easy to remember domains because they're common words that make sense when you say them. So that means they're easy to remember and they're easy to spell. The 5th and final way to get a great domain name is to use a different suffix. So for the case of First Baptist again, firstbaptist.com isn't available, but firstbaptist.co is available. And I actually really like the .co suffix. Instead of .com, it's just .co, keeps the domain name short, and it allows it to be easy to spell. So there you go, 5 ways to get a domain name that works for your church. Again, the 3 golden rules in the world of domains is keeping it short, memorable, and easy to spell. So just keep those in mind when you're picking your domain name, and you'll do fine. Also, one final thought on domain names, be careful with using long acronyms. A 3-lettered acronym is probably the longest that I would go, maybe like NBA or NFL, right? Maybe I'd go 4 letters if 2 of those 4 letters were the same letter, like NCAA. Just don't go overboard with acronyms in domain names because they break the golden rules of being easy to remember, and they aren't easy to spell either. Again, those 3 golden rules for domain names are keeping it short, memorable, and easy to spell. If you can get a domain name that is all 3 of those, perfect. The next best step is to get 2 out of those 3. But at the very least, make sure you get 2 out of the 3 checked off. And hey, if you liked this video on domain names, you should know that this lesson is part of an entire masterclass called the 11-Step Blueprint to Building Better Church Websites. I can't tell you which step this is, but if you're interested in building a better website for your church, you may want to check out this masterclass. It's only available inside of Pro Church Academy, and you can find that at prochurchacademy.com. Until then, refer back to these 5 methods of finding the perfect domain name, and remember the 3 golden rules of domains. Keep it short, memorable, and easy to spell. Well, hey there, thanks for watching this video. Hope that you loved it. We publish a new video every single Thursday, so make sure you hit subscribe above. Also, you can watch last week's video over here, or you can check out other good stuff like Pro Church Academy and our weekly audio podcast over here. So, lots of amazing choices, so choose wisely.